morning, happy Monday. It is week 2. This week we'll be talking about nutrition. Last week our overarching topic was working out, and I hope that everyone has gotten into a little bit of a groove with their workouts, and just know that if it still feels clunky, if you still feel sore, those things are totally normal. And when you're building these big habits, these big new habits, or coming back to a habit that you built previously, it takes a little time to get used to it and to get on track again, or to build that habit at all. It is not normal. It is not normal to still be figuring it out. So don't feel like you have to be in a certain place right now. Wherever you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. I totally believe that. So this week we want to talk about nutrition. It is a huge topic, and we will do our best to give you our best tips and tricks, to talk about the things that we've experienced and the things that we've learned from our experiences. And this topic gets me a little, I wouldn't say nervous, I would just say it's such a personal experience to be to try to be helping you guys with, or you ladies rather, because it's such an evolution. And so again, wherever you are in your experience right now is perfect. So I like to try to approach nutrition as something that we're working on from like a lifelong pursuit, rather than something that we have to nail down one time and then be done with it. Because in different seasons of life, we're going to be needing different things, and that is the same, or that is true and the case for nutrition as well. So for me, I got into this with Anita over a year ago, like a year and a half ago, and I really buckled down on my nutrition because I really wanted to feel really well. I wanted to feel good, like that was my goal. And so I just followed the directions to a T, because I'm a rule follower pretty much, and I really spent the time trying to figure out how to change the way I was eating, because I always felt like I was like a healthy eater, but over the last couple of years, I don't know what happened, I just sort of lost track of all of that. I just felt really confused and really overwhelmed by the idea of like how to feed myself well. And so I leaned into the Ultimate Portion Fix and the containers, that program, because I just wanted some clarity, honestly, and I went for it, and I probably made it much harder for myself than it needed to be back then. And so I hope that we are able to be sources of clear information on the subject. And certainly you don't have to be using containers to work on your nutrition, or just make improvements around food in your life. I think it's really important to sort of take the mentality and the approach of crowding out. For me, that works really well. I'm not the kind of person that likes to cut things out of my diet at all. I don't think that works for a lot of people. Some people are good at like cold turkey, taking things out of their life in a cold turkey fashion. That's totally not me. I am a moderation person through and through. So for me, that looks like focusing on focusing on the macros, essentially, like making sure I'm getting in what I need to be getting in. And if I have more, I have more. I'm a big eater. I love food. I need a lot to feel satisfied. And if I try to deprive myself of something, I want it even more. So I try not to do that. I just approach my nutrition from the mindset that everything is on the table, everything is available, I can have whatever I want. I just also want to feel good. So I know that eating enough vegetables, enough protein, I don't eat a lot of fruit, but for me it just like kind of messes with my blood sugar, but eating some fruit if I want to, and then I just focus on those things. And then if I have, basically I think like carbs happen, right? Like it's not hard to get carbs in. So I just focus on getting in my veggies, getting in my protein, having some fruit, and then like I have my carbs, right? I'm never under on my carbs, so I don't have to really focus on that so much. From the carb perspective, you might want to increase your whole grain intake, or you want to focus on understanding that there are certain vegetables and things like this that are also carbs. That was a big learning curve for me, but overall, I take the approach of crowding out. So if you guys want to give that a try this week, that might be something to consider, because I think that we all struggle with food in some way or another, and this whole diet culture of like cutting things out and depriving ourselves, I think is a great disservice to ourselves, both to our health and to our mental health and to the longevity of our wellness. And so I think it's really important to consider that. Do what feels good to you, right? So for me, that's crowding out. For me, that's, focusing on the big macros and then like making sure I'm getting everything else in a decent balance. And for you, that might look a little bit different. But I want you to think this week on the topic of mindset about nutrition. Think of things from an abundance standpoint, and from you're crowding in all the good stuff. You're focusing on getting the bulk of all the things you need, and then don't focus too much on the things that you want to eliminate or the things you want to reduce, because I think when you come at it from the perspective of like positivity and abundance and look at all this great stuff I get to have, I can eat, I can do whatever I want, this is so amazing, I'm feeding my body, I'm doing what's good for me, and rather than like a negative mindset, I think you'll find more success. And so I don't want to keep you too long. This I could rattle on and on and on and on about, but I know everyone's super busy, so I'm gonna stop here. But I urge you to approach nutrition this week from an abundance mindset, and to focus on crowding in and enjoying food and feeling good. Okay? Have a great day.